Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Delta Entertainment. I am your host, Liga Kenobi. And before we get started, guys, please hit that like button and please subscribe to my channel. Would appreciate that very, very much. All right, let's get into this. George Lucas said Star Wars is for 12-year-old boys. Someone should tell Disney. So, I will say this. I grew up with Star Wars years ago, and I love the original Star Wars A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi, bro. They were good stories. And Star Wars is an adventure, a fantasy adventure made for young kids to feel. How would they feel if they went on an adventure like that, bro? I used to dream like that. I used to love having adventure like that, bro. Hell, I still would like to have some kind of adventure like that, bro. That would be great. But you know, I am old after all, so everybody's got their fantasies, you know. But you know, unlike George Lucas, there are other directors, there are other executive producers that have forgotten what Star Wars was meant for. It's not meant for being modern. It's not meant for adults. It's meant for children under that age to feel how it feels to have that adventure, man. And you know, when The Force Awakens came out, I liked it. I thought I had hope for it, but after the Last Jedi, bro, it was destroyed. The Mandalorian, I enjoyed it. The Mandalorian season 1 and season 2, but when the Book of Boba Fett came out, it was a complete disaster. After that, many of the shows have failed. Now, except two that I did like was Andor and Skeleton Crew. Now, Skeleton Crew, if it would have came out after The Mandalorian season 2, besides after The Acolyte, the Skeleton Crew would have had a chance of having good viewers. It would have had a chance, but it didn't. It failed completely. But like I said, dude, I mean, you got creators and directors that have forgotten what this story was meant for, man. So let's take a read at this, and you guys let me know what you think. In a recent revelation that has reignited debates about the essence of Star Wars, director Ron Howard shared a pivotal piece of advice he received from franchise's creator George Lucas while preparing to helm Solo Star Wars story. Lucas, who birthed the iconic space opera in 1977, reminded Howard, just don't forget it's for 12-year-old boys. This straightforward directive encapsulates Lucas's original intent for Star Wars, a fun, adventurous tale for young boys navigating the thrills of heroism, space battles, and moral dilemmas. Now, Solo, I'm going to say like this. It was good, but it could have been better. Now, for Christopher and Charles, and Phil, I don't know what type of story they were going to write on this, bro. But, you know, there was a reason why Kathleen Kennedy fired them. There's a reason why they fired them. Because, like I said, I think if they would have just let Christopher and Phil take the role and just try it, maybe we would have seen that it was a much really, really, really big failure. But the thing was that with Phoebe Waller-Bridger, you know, seeing how she opens the gate and everything and all, and I just did not like how they were doing it. I did not like how they were doing with Star Wars a little bit. I mean, they tried to make it humor a little bit, but still, it's... Like I said, dude, Solo did lose a lot of money. It did lose a lot of money. But like I said, dude, I mean, Solo was like almost one of the closest things that would have been good. But it just didn't work out. Treating this statement as objective truth from the creator himself, we must examine how under Disney's stewardship since the 2012 acquisition, the franchise has strayed from its core premise, Led by Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy, Star Wars has arguably transformed from a boys' brand rooted in youthful escapism into a platform for social messaging aimed at girls, often criticized as propaganda that prioritizes ideological agendas over kid-friendly storytelling. Yeah, man. I mean, it was sad. It's sad that what happened to Star Wars, bro. That Star Wars was perfect. It was awesome. I mean, look, I enjoyed the original trilogy, the prequel trilogy, the Clone Wars, the first Clone Wars series, then the Dave Filoni Clone Wars, and Star Wars Rebels. I enjoyed those. But after that, it was just a major disaster, bro. Major disaster. But next year they got a movie. Star Wars is finally getting one in theaters, which is titled Star Wars: The Mandalorian Grogu. Which I don't know about the title, man. The title seemed kind of off, but we'll see, dude. We'll see how this turns out. George Lucas's vision. George Lucas has long emphasized that Star Wars was crafted with a specific audience in mind, namely its pre-teen boys. This vision all stems from his own inspirations, drawing from Star Wars classic serials like Flash Gordon and Buck Rogers, which were designed as Saturday matinee adventures for children. The original trilogy, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi featured protagonist Luke Skywalker, a farm boy turned Jedi, whose journey mirrored the coming of age trials of adolescence. Lucas's advice to Howard, given during the production of Solo, shows that George still believes in this initial premise. He urged the director not to lose sight of the franchise's roots in entertaining 12-year-old boys. Even as Howard stepped in amid creative chaos to clashes with original directors Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, Lucas's perspective isn't isolated. It echoed in his broader philosophy on filmmaking. He has described Star Wars as a myth for modern times, intended to impact values like friendship, loyalty, and perseverance in a way that resonates with kids. This boy-centric focus was evident in the prequel trilogy, where young Anakin Skywalker's story explored themes of destiny and temptation, again appealing to youthful imaginations. As Lucas told Howard, the essence is simple. Keep it accessible and exciting for boys on the cusp of teenage years. This approach made Star Wars a cultural phenomenon, grossing billions and inspiring generations from fans without overt political overtones. Yeah, man, I mean, that's what people have to remember, man. Star Wars was meant to inspire young children to think of how it would feel to have an adventure like that, bro. And I remember when I was little, but I was so fond of it, bro. I was so fond of the excitement, and it was great. I mean, let me tell you about what I dreamed. I dreamed that not only I was a Jedi, but I was a galaxy's greatest detective. I was wearing white with black on, with a mask like the Mandalorian, a robe with a lightsaber, and a utility belt for gadgets. You know, because not all things can be solved with the Force. I use gadgets for it, but it's like this. People have a fantasy of that, man, and that's something that people have forgotten. Writers and creators have forgotten that, bro. But I don't know, man. And like this, look, I hope Sean Levi's Star Wars Starfighter does well. I really am looking forward to what Sean Levi is going to be putting into the table. But as for the Mandalorian Grogu, I don't know, man. I'm a bit concerned about it. I am a bit concerned about it, and right now I had no faith in Star Wars how it's gonna come out, man. So So the Disney acquisition, a shift in direction. So you guys know the rest of the story here. In 2012, Lucasfilm was bought by Disney, and Kathleen Kennedy took over the mantle. And then, of course, when The Force Awakens came out, to me, like I said, The Force Awakens was good. It was the trailer showed that Finn was going to be was looking like he was going to be a Jedi, which was a good thing, because another colored person would have been as a Jedi. That would have been perfect because you have Mace Windu, who was a Jedi, and that was great. But of course, it came to Rey. I was like, okay, it's fine. But then, after The Last Jedi, it went into a complete, utter disaster. You got Luke Skywalker, who became Jake Skywalker, who cared nothing about the galaxy, who cared nothing about training Rey, who drank milk out of a alien's breast and everything. It was just a complete, utter disaster. And then, of course, you had the Book of Boba Fett. That was a disaster. You had Obi-Wan Kenobi show. That was a disaster. You had, what else was there? What else was another show that was a disaster? The season 3 of The Mandalorian was a complete disaster. The Acolyte was a complete disaster. Even Ahsoka, who I loved as a character in the Clone Wars, Dave Filoni ruined Ahsoka, ruined his own character, his own creation, and not only Ahsoka, but Sabine. Why? Why do that, bro? I mean, I was like, I just cannot believe it. I could not believe it. I was looking forward to Ahsoka, but when the show came out and I looked at it, I'm like, what the hell are they doing, man? So, I mean, it's like, I don't know, man. It just, all these shows just went into ruin, bro, and it was just an embarrassment. I'm sorry about this, guys. It kind of froze on me a little bit, but I got it fixed now. But like I said, these creators need to be reminded, bro, that movies like Star Wars are not meant for social media and woke propaganda nonsense, bro. It's meant to entertain people. See, look, nowadays, you got video games, you got comic books, certain comic book stories, you got book novels, TV shows, cartoons. They are meant for entertainment. They're meant to fantasize people, not for any woke propagandas. Nowadays, it's been hard to watch good shows. It's been hard to watch good shows and good movies nowadays. I mean, like I said, that's why I mean, Marvel is having a hard time trying to make things entertaining and follow the source material. Star Wars was the same way. I mean, look what happened to Willow. Look what happened to National Treasures. They were complete disasters. And they got canceled after one season. One season they got canceled. So it's a reminder that Hollywood needs to start entertaining again, bro. This is a reminder that we cannot keep on looking at this nonsense anymore. So I miss those days. I miss those days when we had entertainment. Now we're dealing with woke DEI propagandas here in every entertainment possible, dude. And it's just getting harder. So you guys let me know in the comments, what do you guys think of this? So please, by all means, share this video, post a comment below, let me know your thoughts, And as always, I will have this link in the description below in my video. So thank you all so much for watching this video. Thank you for being part of the channel, and I hope to see you guys until next time. Bye, everyone.